Brandon, before we get started today, kind of wanted to. We're going to start on a little bit of a downer. We would have mentioned this last week, but we didn't have an episode last week. But it's sad, but I just kind of want to address the shooting in Kansas City last week on Valentine's Day. You know, there was the shooting at the Kansas City Super Bowl parade. Really unfortunate. And I just wanted to address Lisa Lopez Galvin, 43-year-old mother of two, tragically passed away in the shooting. And I don't want to say the shooter's name. I'm not going to give you anything. I'm not going to give you any publicity. Not only 8 people listen to this, but like, you know what I mean. This isn't about you. You know, 23 people were injured, including children. So very unfortunate. And all shootings are always bad. Yeah, that's not quite controversial to say, but like, you know, especially with sports, the thing that's supposed to bring us all together,
right? And
not that anyone should ever have to live in fear, but going to a celebration like that, it's absolutely disgusting. And to the shooters, I hope you rot in hell. And that's pretty much all I have to say. You good with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
They need to grow up.
Yeah. All right, perfect. So let's just get into it and wildly change gears. This is, of course...
I cannot wait to see how you dig yourself out of this hole.
I'm just going to go for it. This is, of course, the Jen and Thomas podcast, the most lighthearted podcast we have.
Self-help.
It's our self-help podcast. I am your host, Thomas, and joined with me today is a very special guest. You all may know him as the owner of a nice mug that was found in the basement of Anheuser-Busch that is now used as an ashtray. It's a very deep cut, but I understand the reference. Brandon Churchill. Brandon, how you doing?
Good. As an ex-football player, I will say nothing. I have nothing to say.
Oh, yeah.
As an ex-high school football player.
Ex-high school football player, you can relate to the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade. Both the highs and the lows. No.
We did have a school shooting at our sister school in high school.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had to evacuate and everything. And
recently or while you were there? Or?
While I was there, yeah.
Fucking horrific.
It was crazy.
When I first moved here to St. Louis, there was a shooting at that fine arts school. Remember?
Yeah.
And I was living nearby and working nearby at the time, and
it's insane.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't the place to go for that kind of information, so we're not really going to linger on that for too long, but absolutely horrific and terrifying. I cannot imagine.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyway, shifting gears again out of this. Sorry, it's just
cocktails and
kind of don't want to hang out on
having
it for too long.
A drink with friends.
Yeah,
we are
exactly.
Your friends.
And this is the show where you share a drink with friends, and sometimes sharing a drink is having those less fun conversations. But anyway, Brandon, today's drink is something I am really excited for. It's been something that it's like, we haven't done that yet? Why haven't we done that yet? And that is the Daquiri.
This looks different than any daiquiris I've ever seen.
Do you normally get the frozen blended daiquiris?
Those are the ones I've seen.
Yeah, those, I am very anti those. This is like what a daiquiri is and should be.
Gotcha.
So it is... we got to speed run this because it's a shake and drink and it's going to dilute quickly.
Absolutely.
So this recipe is 2 parts lime. No, sorry, it's not 2 parts lime. Jesus. So it's like 2 ounces rum, 3/4 ounce lemon or lime juice, and sorry, we've done a couple videos today. So 3/4 ounce lime juice and 3/4 ounce simple syrup. And I want us to get into this while it's still cold, and then I'll go into where I got this recipe.
Absolutely.
So let's give this a sip while it's still chilly.
Ooh.
Yeah, glasses from Visky, not a sponsor, but please sponsor us. I love these glasses. Oh, and shaken, double strain into a coupe.
Shaken, not stirred. Shaken, not blended. That is fantastic.
I know, I love it. I have been, Brendan, you could say I've been to Barbados with a couple of these. My God.
Oh my goodness. Those are. I will say, as a Midwesterner, those are dangerous.
Sorry about that. I had to grab the bottle, but no, these are fantastic. I cannot believe I've been sleeping on these for so long because I haven't had a daiquiri in years.
Yeah.
I knew they were good, but I started whipping them up. I was like, all right, we're going to do them for the pod. Let me see which recipe I love. Yeah.
Whipping nay-nay.
He's whipping and nay-naying for those of you listening at home.
Just whip them up.
So I've been whipping them up, and then I've been nay-naying as I drink them. But I'm like, my God, this is delicious. And I think this is much like a gin and tonic. I think this is a great cocktail to showcase your rum.
I agree. I am a little worried about the sugar content, but that's what makes them
Well,
good.
that's the other thing. I did a semi-rich simple syrup, which is 1.5 parts sugar to 1 part water.
Okay.
Because I feel like the semi-rich, it doesn't get too sweet, but it gives you that more of a velvety feel to it.
Yeah. They are smooth. There's good texture, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, and especially because you're shaking it, it gets so much dilution that you really want it to hold some mouthfeel.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, with the shaken cocktail, you tend to lose some of the flavors and things.
Homemade simple syrup, that's something I'm doing now. I feel like the store-bought is too thin while too sweet.
Okay.
But our rum today is Plantation 3 Stars.
Whoa.
That
three... name. They need to rebrand.
Brandon has some issues, both with the name and with the brand. You had a not great bottle a little while ago. But the 3 stars being Barbados, Jamaica, and Trinidad. And it's a blend. And it's kind of...
Is that why we're in the Caribbean right now?
Yes, we are live on location in the Caribbean, on the beach, looking out at the smooth... It's not smooth. Cool, calming waves.
Yeah.
But a lot of times... people will be like, you need your Cuban rum for a daiquiri, but
do you?
I don't know. That's just what people are saying online. But I think this is like everywhere I've seen online, people are like, Plantation 3 Star. It's a great rum for what you're doing.
Okay,
you know what I mean. And what I like about Jamaican rum is, and this is just 1/3 Jamaican, not necessarily completely Jamaican, but Jamaican rum has a real good funk to it.
Okay,
you know what I mean. And I feel like the lime and the sugar works
that.
well with it. You know what I mean? So I just need another sip. This is good.
These are going down quickly.
Mm-hmm. So before we get into the rating, we're going to kind of sit on it for a minute. So the cocktail codex written by the wonderful people at Death and Company. It's a bar in New York, but I think they have another one in Los Angeles. And this is one of the books you like.
Yeah. The
nice
velvet.
and felt.
Mm-hmm.
So they have 3 books. One is called like their Death & Co. book, which is just like how to make cocktails, how to invent your own, how to run a bar kind of thing. Then they have one called Welcome Home, which we're going to talk a little bit about today. And that's like for your rookie and home bartending. Then they have the Cocktail Codex, which is more about like the concept and theory of cocktails. And they kind of say like, so there's 6 cocktails, and then all of the other ones are just variations and tweaks. And so the Daquiri is actually one of the 6. So
makes sense. So this codex is probably like the English 102.
Yeah, you could say so. But but this is the recipe I went with here, and it's the classic recipe. The classic recipe. 2 ounces rum, 3/4 ounce lime juice, 3/4 ounce simple syrup. And and honestly, all of these Death & Co. books are fantastic because there's like at least 100 original recipes made by the people that work at this bar. So it's really fantastic. But it's just so cool, man. Like, and then they have their ideal daiquiri where they're actually using 2 rums, and then they have the variations and how if you change this, it turns into that drink. So anyway, that's where I got the basic template for this.
Okay.
Really, really good.
I'd almost akin this to like a sweet margarita. You know what I mean?
Similar for sure, yeah.
Obviously, it's a different liquor, but like very, very similar.
Well, it's like if you change the rum for tequila or mezcal and change the simple syrup to agave nectar, there you go.
Same thing, yeah.
I don't use agave nectar in my margaritas. I'll do mezcal, lime juice, and Cointreau, but it's still a very similar concept.
Right.
You know what I mean? But and that's the whole thing that the whatever this is fucking called, the Cocktail Codex tries to tell you is like everything is just something else. Sorry, I'm flipping through this to see if it does say that like the margarita is just a different
variation of it.
Yeah, it might fall into something else here. Yeah, so it doesn't say it's in the daiquiri section here, but like the Moscow Mule, it says is a variation of a, and it's not saying that like, oh, I started with a daiquiri and then I made a dark and stormy or a Moscow Mule, but it's just like, no, if you understand the core concept of a daiquiri, then you understand how these other drinks work.
Yeah,
just double check. But yeah, so anyway, just really cool book. There's all like an old fashioned is one, and then it talks about like like martini, like a Manhattan in a way is a variation of a martini. Swap the like gin or vodka for whiskey.
Yeah.
Swap the dry vermouth for sweet vermouth. And then, like, that's a martini. And then some people use orange bitters in their martinis. And then you're using Angostura bitters in your Manhattan. So you know what I mean?
Orange bitters if you're us.
Yeah. Well, speaking of bitters, man, I've actually, speaking of these Death & Co. guys, so they have this, I've been trying to make my own bitters at home. I've been telling you about that.
Right.
And they have this thing in there where they're talking about, like, their orange bitters. And they're like, we use our house orange bitters. C page, whatever. I'm like, all right, I'll check that out. And then their house orange bitters is Fee Brothers, West Indian orange bitters, Reagan's No. 6, and Angostura orange bitters. And I'm like, why would you just combine these 3 orange bitters? Like, are you just going to end up with orange
bitters?
Yeah. And so I had Angostura orange before, but I couldn't really describe it to you. I normally go with Fee Brothers, West Indian orange bitters. And then I've never had Reagan's No. 6. So I was just at this liquor store, and I was like, I'll just try it. And so I bought the 3 bottles, took it back home, and I tasted them individually. And it's so interesting. They are so different, Brandon. I was not ready for this. And so the Fee Brothers is very almost like orange candy. It's a little sweeter, a little brighter, and it's very orange. The Angostura orange is almost like toasted, right? Almost like burnt sugar.
Kinda
you know what I mean?
Smoky.
Yeah. And then the Reagan's, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's almost like, how, like, if you get, like, rubbing alcohol on you and then it dries, you have that, like, cool feeling over you. Or if you drink, like, a really strong vodka and you feel like you're breathing ice, like that menthol. Mm-hmm. But it's not minty like menthol, but it's that similar, like, cold feeling in your mouth. And I was like, oh, these are all very different. I mixed them together, and I took a sip of that, and I was like, holy shit, this is great. It's the best of all of them.
Wow.
So I was like, I get it now. And I made some old fashions with that. I actually even made a daiquiri. I didn't bring the bitters today, so unfortunately we're not trying it today. But I even made a daiquiri. And in the shaker tin, I threw some in there. It was great. I just opened it up. You know what I mean? It was great. But anyway, Britta, we're halfway through an episode with all this bitters talk. We got to get back to this drink, which we're almost done with.
I have
we might be doing like a 4th and 5th drink here.
I have a rating for this.
All right, let's hear what. So the Death & Co. Core recipe for the daiquiri. What are we thinking?
It's a 9.
I'm gonna give it a 9 as well. 9 out of 10 blue agaves for me.
And I'm not sugarcoating it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna hide it behind coconuts or something lame. It is a 9.
The reason I'm not giving it a 10
is because it's not a Ward 8.
Yeah. Well, also, I feel like it has room to be improved if I like threw in a little bit of orange bitters.
You add the depth to it.
Yeah. So it's great. It is balanced. It is, and the lime
easy
is
drinking.
there.
It's delicious.
The lime is there, but it's not sour. It's just bright.
Yeah.
And the sugar makes it smooth.
Right.
And then again, this rum I think does a great job. It brings a little bit of that funk. Not like a Ray and Nephew, which we'll get into. It's just like you taste the rum, you taste the lime, and I'm not even necessarily saying I taste the sugar, but the sugar is. I'm talking a lot. I'm running out of breath. The sugar is just smoothing it out.
Yeah. No, I think. The only thing I would improve is it needs some bitters to add some more depth to the flavor.
Well, Brandon, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for the second drink here, brother. I mean,
we're going to need another.
Yeah, no, this is fantastic. Well, Danielle walked in. Now we have to have another.
Oh, darn. We got to get her rating. We better make another one.
But, yeah, just fantastic. Do you want to do another one now, or do you want to wait a bit?
I think we should make another one now.
Okay, all right, because I want to get into the history, but we'll just whip these up.
Please.
And Danielle, I'm sorry, I did not bring a third coupe.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the second drink.
So I got some good news and bad news for you, Brandon. So Danielle's here, so we had to make one for her.
Darn.
And whipping up all of these drinks used up the last of the rum.
Why is the rum always gone, Thomas?
So there was actually a second second recipe for this I wanted to try, but the first drink only lasted 10 minutes. And then we had to make another one. So this is the second drink, same recipe. We will do a revisit. So we're going to down this one in about 30 seconds. So get ready for 30 minutes of sober ramblings.
Although We'll get to it.
But also, I feel like I have more liquid this time, so now I'm a little worried. Maybe did I do my measurements wrong? So we're gonna taste it. You let me know if I screwed it up. I don't think I did.
Screwed it up or just changed it. I think it might just be a change, but
all right, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But here we go. Second drink. God, a little more gentle that time. Still good, right? This is right?
Still good. Less sweet.
Different?
It's less sweet.
I think it's the same.
There's it's almost like there's less simple syrup or something.
Is there enough to like change your rating on it? Like, is this a substantially different drink? Because now you have me feeling insecure.
I think this
might have been more sour of limes. I don't know.
This would be more of a 8.5, maybe a full 8.
I might have slightly goofed because we had to like triple the ingredients, so maybe I just didn't measure it exactly, but I'm pretty sure I did equal parts.
Maybe the amount of liquid melted the ice more, so maybe it's more diluted.
We will see.
I don't hate it. I still like it.
I know, but now you have me feeling bad.
Should we call in the expert?
Yeah.
Let's call in your
third-party expert.
Third-party opinion here. Do you want to introduce her?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Daquiri expert extraordinaire, the one and only Danielle, soon-to-be Churchill Slusher. You know what? She kind of gave me a look on that one. Maybe she doesn't. Do you don't want to be a Churchill? Or
no,
what are we doing?
I had a burp.
She had a face of like, ugh.
No, I think it tastes the exact same as the first one.
The one you didn't have.
I really like it. It's citrusy and refreshing. And
it is a little more limey, though. You're right, Brandon.
Yeah, it's very limey, but I like it. And if it's too sweet, then I don't think I could drink a lot of them. And I wish I had one today at my park day.
You know what? These limes I juiced for this one, fresh lime juice, obviously, they were a little pulpier. So maybe there was just more limey. I don't know.
It's very limey, but I like it. Like I'm
still good. I might agree that this is an 8.5. So worry. What's a number? What's a number for you, Danielle?
I think 8 is a good number.
Okay. Well, me and Brayden gave the last one. So
I'll take my word for it. The last ones were a 9.
Dude, you're making me feel like a piece of shit over here.
No.
I fucked this up.
No. It's this happens when you mass produce drinks. Is it changes? Mm-hmm. It's very hard to keep the same ratios when you triple or sometimes even double a drink recipe. Danielle, let me be clear with you. You'll listen back because I know you're an avid listener. You'll listen back and hear our first one and go, that's not what I had. Well, the first one was a lot sweeter, but not too sweet. But they were going down quickly.
Yeah, I mean, this one's still going to go down quick. Let me tell you.
Correct.
So since we're not going to be able to do it, I am just going to tell you what the second drink recipe was gonna be.
Okay, please.
God damn it! I was going to bring a second bottle of rum, and I did. Amateur.
Live and learn.
So the recipe this recipe is from the Waldorf Astoria bar book. My gosh, sorry. 2 ounces of Bacardi E Sia Heritage White Rum. Not
Never
quite sure
heard
what
of it.
that is. And that's why I asked you if you had Bacardi earlier, because I was just going to go with that. Bacardi White.
I'm a captain.
Yeah. But then
boy.
it's 3/4 ounce lime juice, 1/2 ounce simple syrup.
Okay, so less simple syrup.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just slightly less simple syrup than this. And I guess that would be good if you like the lime, which I do, of course. Like, I mean, I'm sure I would love this. Less sugar.
I feel like that would showcase the rum more. But the way that you originally did this, it showcases your homemade simple syrup a little bit more.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed.
Oh, thank you. You know what I might do for this, too? If it was a 1/2 ounce of the simple syrup, maybe I would do a rich simple syrup.
Right, like
2
kind of
parts sugar to 1 part water. Really get that that mouth feel. You know what I mean? And Danielle...
Well, yeah, you wouldn't need a lot more either.
Yeah. So Danielle... sorry, I'm just hacking up a lung here. You know how to read.
Do I?
I think. Well, I mean, you pretend to read a lot, but there is actually something called a Hemingway daiquiri, named after the writer Hemingway. I would love.
What?
Well, you're not like the reader guy.
Yeah, I know who
Hemingway. I know.
Name one book he was written.
Oh, I mean, I can't either, but I think he was a poet. But anyway, if we do a Hemingway daiquiri, I'd love to have you on. We can just do some literature talk.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Yeah, so not this episode though. So go ahead and give the microphone back. This isn't about you. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh wait, there's this tea place
Oh
that I really want to go to, Thomas. That we should go to because Brandon's not into tea like that. And they and sometimes they have themes and one of the like author themes and stuff. I don't know. It looks really cool.
I'm ready for my Cormac McCarthy.
Tea time.
Oh, tea time.
Yeah,
with
we can have
Tommy.
tea time.
It's tea time with
Everybody
Thomas.
agrees.
All right, so a little bit of the history. We are, of course, reading from the Oxford Companion to Spirits and Cocktails.
Is this course 103?
Yeah, this is English 103.
There you go.
So the
Cocktail
first little
making.
paragraph here. The daiquiri is the king of Cuban cocktails and simplicity itself. Rum, lime juice, and sugar. From its fluke birth at a Cuban iron mine to its glory days as the favorite drink of Ernest Hemingway and the Kennedy White House, and from its devolution into a creamy disco drink to its rehabilitation at the hands of craft cocktails revivalists, the daiquiri has endured to take its rightful place alongside the martini and the Manhattan as the quintessence.
Quintessential. Well, it's
I say
quintessence.
Quintessential, but quintessence of Satori. What the hell? In a stemmed glass. But the thing is, Brandon, people have been mixing rum, lime, and sugar since rum existed. So maybe the daiquiri didn't exist in this way, but the daiquiri, in a sense, has existed as long as rum has existed. Because the first rum, which we learned when we whatever rum episode we did, it was just the first rums were like the byproduct of molasses.
Oh, the grog.
And it tasted terrible.
Yeah.
People originally called it Kill Devil because it was so bad it would kill the devil, and then it got refined from there. But
like fire water.
Yeah. This drink though, as like without the name as a concept, has existed for so long.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you. The way this sits now, I would start ordering these. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
I feel really bad. Real quick, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to do a second daiquiri episode because there's a ton here.
Of course,
but we're just not
I'm into
that
daiquiris
right
now.
Yeah.
So
because there's a good variety of things.
Where I was going with that is, typically when you think of a daiquiri, like I said in the beginning, you think of it as frozen with a GD umbrella in it, and you look like a fruit.
That's why. You look like a lime. That's why I've actually avoided the daiquiri for so long.
Right.
This is
the
cold
a
isn't
classy,
good. The cold isn't good on my teeth. I don't like those frozen drinks. Makes my teeth hurt.
This is a classy cocktail, my friend.
Mm-hmm. We got them in the Visky coupes.
I, as the kids say, mess with these.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you almost spilled it with that one. No, this is great, honestly. And the thing is, too, when you blend it, the dilution is just too much.
Yeah.
And that's why I double strain it. I want all those ice shards out so it doesn't just get more and more watered down. Because I want this as it is. I don't want it watered down. The lime and the simple syrup and the rum is balanced fantastic. And we did 3/4 ounce for the lime and sugar.
Yeah.
You can just do equal
parts.
Like 2-1-1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's fantastic.
I'm curious. Is a hurricane a variation on this?
Oh my God! Let me get out there.
You don't have to, but
I will. I brought them. We're gonna get into it.
I was gonna say we could just talk some shit.
And real quick, Brandon. The reason I'm not reading the full daiquiri thing right now is one, we filmed some videos today, and I do not want to read out loud.
Right.
And also, this is like 2 pages.
Yeah.
It's a lot of anecdote. Anyway, it's a whole thing. But let me get this out. Let me see where the hurricane.
While you're getting into that, I'm gonna go into like my thought process here.
Mm-hmm.
So, the hurricane is traditionally a frozen or a blended drink as well, right?
I've never had one.
I believe it is.
No, I haven't had one recently. I've had one before.
I had one in New Orleans, and it was
same
blended with the ice.
New Orleans, I've never seen a city shut down for an entire month because of a holiday. Okay, you can't trust what they're doing. Even if the drink comes from there, you can't trust what they're doing.
You can trust what they're doing. But what I'm saying is, if you took out that crushed ice crap, I'll say, for a lack of a better term, would it be this simplistic, voluptuous, delicious cocktail?
I am not seeing hurricane in this book.
Okay.
Sorry to say.
Sorry,
go on.
That's why you have 30 books, so that you could find it eventually. But
well, I mean, in the cocktail codex, I'm not seeing it, so maybe it's not
a codex. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, maybe it's just not listed.
But you know what I mean? Like, if you were to take out the blended part of it and made it like this, would it be more sophisticated? Would it taste better?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those drinks that I feel like I'm so quiet.
You're not.
It's one of those drinks that has a bunch of shit in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so maybe you would want it to be with all that ice to kind of dilute it.
Well, but also I don't know if it is.
They are very sugary.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's a descendant of the Daquiri because it's relatively simple. But
okay, well, take the descendant out of it. But like just the way it's made, you know how daiquiris have been.
Oh yeah. No, I totally agree. Let's look at
similar.
What is in a hurricane really quick. Sorry.
I promise we will do a hurricane episode at some point.
Well, the thing is, it's just some of those ingredients are like a little tough to, like you can't really buy them, so I'm going to have to make them, which is totally fine.
You've been making your own simple syrup. I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, but a lot of these places are like, oh, hurricane mix, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. So
right. Well, yeah, and then every place has its own hurricane mix.
All right, ready? So let me hit you with it.
Please.
2 ounces of light rum, 2 ounces of dark rum, 1 ounce lime, 1 ounce orange, half ounce of passion fruit puree, half ounce of simple, a teaspoon of grenadine, and then you garnish with a orange half wheel and garnish with a cherry.
Okay, yeah, I want the ice to dilute that. That's a lot going on.
I'm seeing a lot of people use pebble ice.
Okay.
And so if anything, it's closer to a tiki.
Okay.
Tiki style.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so you're going to want some pebble ice to thin that out.
Okay, let me walk that back then. So,
but I am seeing some people here with the blended, but I don't think I want that. I don't know. I just don't like blended.
I understand. I think for a hurricane,
I think the pebble ice would work.
I think the pebble ice for a hurricane would probably work, probably better than if you blend it. But I'm going to throw this at you. I don't know if I'll ever have another blended margarita.
You want to have a blended margarita?
No, I'm saying I don't think I'll ever have another one. I think this is how I want my margarita.
Yeah, that's how we did margarita here.
Exactly. I think this is the way to go. I think that blended bullshit, for lack of a better term.
I think it's for novelty.
It's for novelty. It's for like raising profit margins. You know, the drink looks bigger because you're filling it full of water that's frozen.
Yeah. I don't like the blended at all.
I don't think I'll do it unless it's like a hurricane.
Mainly, it's too cold. It hurts my teeth. But also, it's lazy. I feel. I don't know.
It's not lazy. You have to get a blender out.
No, I feel it's.
I think it's.
I feel like you're not putting the craftsmanship into the beverage. Does that make sense?
I think it's rude
to do the blended.
Yeah,
yeah, it is rude. Don't be. Hey,
for a lot of these drinks that have them.
Go out to a bar with like the blender thing. The like slushy machine full of Dargarita, full of daiquiris or margaritas. Like I'll have a daiquiri or a margarita, and then they go to like pull the lever to give you the blended thing. Be like, hey, don't be rude.
Don't be rude.
Don't do it.
Make it properly. No, I will throw this at you though.
I'm so mad we don't have more rum, man.
So when we go
ready to finish this,
when we go to Destin for my bachelor party,
Dusty Destin.
They're my favorite bar there. They have the machine and everything. They do what's called a bushwhacker.
That is a drink.
And it is fantastic. And it's blended. And I love it. And they top it with 151, my brother.
Flammable.
My brother in Christ.
What do you call it, a bushwhacker? I think I actually have that written down in this book. Hold on.
I don't remember what's in it. I know there's rum in it. I know that much.
Huh?
I don't think there's peanut butter in it. She said she thinks there's peanut butter and chocolate in a bushwhacker. I don't think that's true. But my brother in Christ, it is delicious, and it will mess you up, dog. And they have a machine full of them.
Never mind, I was thinking of something else. Yeah. You know, speaking of your bachelor party, it's coming up.
It's coming up.
We got to do a soiree, a little cocktail night.
Ooh, I'm hip.
What cocktails are you doing? Negronis for your homies? I mean, what are we doing?
Oh, brother. Throw this one in. I want this one in there.
We got the Negroni. We got the... speaking of Negronis.
Ward 8s?
Oh, shit.
Brother. Ward 8s.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. I'm about to level up the Ward 8s because I've been doing a lot of cocktail research. So, what? Yeah? What? He's pointing at me, for those of you listening at home. You can tell me. Or write it.
I'll write it down.
Right.
You keep going.
Okay. So, the Ward 8 has some orange juice in it, right? But orange juice is like 0.08% acid.
Uh-huh.
But like lemon and lime juice, they're both like 6% acid, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And it's like 4% citric, 2% malic acid. And so that's why like some drinks that call for you to mix with orange juice, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I just came to a realization. The reason we don't have enough room for a next drink is because you had us use a little bit of rum earlier, and for that, you can go fuck yourself. That just clicked in my head because I want another daiquiri. Sorry, we warmed up today with a rum and Pepsi Cherry.
Pepsi Cherry Zero. Or Wild Cherry Pepsi Zero. To be fair, you do need to warm up a little bit.
No, we need to warm up, and then we filmed some videos. It was a whole thing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a day.
It's been a day.
It was too good of a day to not drink. Anyway.
Beautiful day.
What were we talking about?
Bushwhackers.
No, Daniel.
Frozen drinks.
What were we just saying?
The bachelor party. Cocktail at the bachelor party. Cocktail hour. Yeah, it was. Ward 8s.
Oh, Ward. Okay, I get it now. Sorry. So the orange juice. Mm-hmm. Anyway. So I've been doing a lot of research, and sometimes you're like, oh, some orange would go great in this, but you can't really mix with orange juice because it's not acidic enough.
Yeah.
And so I've been doing a lot of this reading on like acid-adjusted juices. And so you find a fruit juice that would maybe like, oh, this would be so perfect. But when you add it in, it just kind of waters it down too much.
Yeah, I've had that.
And so what you do is you buy citric and malic acid, and then you figure out what acid percentage that juice is, and then you bring it up by adding the acid. And so then you could do like an orange daiquiri. And so you would add the like 3/4 ounce of orange acid-adjusted orange juice, so it brings that same level of acidity. And so I want to try that with the Ward 8.
Okay.
Because the Ward 8 was amazing, but I'm like, what if we tweaked it?
Tweak it?
Maybe it's a 10.1. We'll see what happens.
Oh shit, it's 11.
Also, thank God Danielle was here to help remind me what was going on.
That was me.
I don't remember. No, just kidding. But yeah, man.
So I think I'm going to have to put... This makes the most sense anyway. I think I'm going to put you in charge of cocktails on the trip.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I know some of the people going on this cocktail.
I understand.
Not this cocktail trip.
This cocktail trip.
On this bachelor party.
No, I understand.
Are they going to appreciate the goods?
I don't care. This isn't for them. This is for me.
We just get a bunch of Bud Light, and then you and I are like, we're drinking daiquiris. You can have a Bud Light.
No,
that'd be a great time.
I think at least half of the people will enjoy a good crafted cocktail.
I will say this. They will at least enjoy drinking. I'm sorry, what was that, Danielle, from the other room? We kicked her out because she's eating, but she's still finding a way to disturb us.
What'd you say? Say it. That's what they say.
I don't know what's going on. They're from Blono.
What? No,
I don't know.
Not from Blono. From down here.
I don't know. Anyway, Brandon.
So I think I'm going to put you in charge of at least the cocktail night.
Yeah, of course. I'll bring a bow tie. Oh, you hate bow ties. Never mind.
No, you can wear a bow tie.
Oh, okay. Can I wear a bow tie at your wedding?
No.
Goddamn so-and-so. You son of a mother.
So on that same vein, I have to mention this because it's so goddamn funny to me.
Okay.
We were just talking in the last episode how we haven't really done vodka cocktails.
Yes.
And that we want to showcase a vodka.
Yes.
And it just so happens that our boys...
Well, my boy and your boys are like one half. No, I'm just kidding. Go on. I'm sorry.
The Bears. They came... Not the Bears. Not the football team. Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura came out with a vodka not 2 days after we recorded.
That was funny.
That episode.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, we were just talking about how we wanted to start kind of trying out some vodka cocktails because we haven't really done any.
Well, and for those of you at home, it's called Por Osos, which means 4 bears
in Spanish,
which means like for you, not like the number 4.
Right.
But yeah,
and
I'm interested in trying it, but it's not available here, Brandon. What are we gonna do?
It's available in Florida starting in March.
Shit!
So in April when we're there, we can get it.
That could be the bachelor party episode. We do the Por Osos.
Want to so bad.
You can take your shirt off.
I will.
I will shave my head and grow a beard.
I gotta start hitting the gym.
I'll break my arm playing basketball. I'll be just like Tom Segura.
Please don't.
Have you seen the video of when he broke his arm?
Of course, a million times.
Look, I don't want to wish anyone harm, and you shouldn't laugh at someone gets hurt. But if you watch that video, it's like he slipped on a banana peel. He goes to do a layup, and he just
no, he went to
flips.
Dunk.
Whatever it was. Yeah.
But he blew out his knee.
Yeah.
Mid dunk, as he was planting, his knee blew out, and then he landed on his arm and broke his arm.
Yeah, it was the most gruesome, absurd thing. But it's just how did you end up here, Tom?
Yeah, no kidding.
But so
they came out with a vodka, and it is going to be available in Florida. So we have to find a way to try it. I did
at the liquor store.
I did task Daniel. I go, you have one job, and it's to find that vodka for us on that trip.
That'll be good. I think it'll be fun. It'll be good. The one problem with the vodka, this is outside of the Por Osos.
Okay.
We're gonna get our hands on it. Don't worry, we're gonna do a drink, maybe a couple. We'll see.
We might have to buy the whole stock and send that back if we like it enough.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it's the only vodka I ever drink ever again.
Yeah. Oh,
we'll see.
I saw their little announcement clip, and I don't love Bert Kreischer. He's funny, but there are times where I'm like, get the fuck away from me.
Jesus.
But he was like, oh my God.
He's a little much sometimes.
Well, he was on his little thing. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm never gonna say double Tito's, no lime, and soda, tall glass.
I love that because he realizes.
Well, now, do you want to know why I hate that?
Why?
Bert, that's the most boring fucking drink I can possibly imagine.
Okay,
you're better than
TG's G&T.
Yeah, you get gin and tonic and lime, but you get it with my touch of love. He's just Tito's and soda.
No.
Tall glass, no lime.
I think it's funny because it's the same thing that you do.
I have lime in my gin and tonic.
It's the same.
My brother in Christ, I promise you, if I get a vodka soda, I'm at least getting some goddamn lime. No, I don't know. It was just and he's like, tall glass. What is that going to do?
No ice.
Fucking nothing.
Lots of ice?
He's
lots of ice.
He's a goddamn
but
booze bag.
Por Osos and soda?
Yeah, well, no. So, and here's the
flows
thing.
so much better.
Por Osos and soda sounds good. And I have no problem with the way you order drinks. But I just hate that little clip. He's like, oh my God, I'm never going to order this. And proceeds to tell me the worst order ever. And I'm like, wow, Bert, you're really struggling.
No, the worst order ever would be, give me a Coors Light.
He needs a tongue transplant so he can get some goddamn taste.
No.
I don't know. That was my bit. My God, Oliver, he's gonna try to buy me. Anyway, I'm very excited to try the vodka. I do like Tom Segura.
I want to try it. Well, just like
and both of them care enough about alcohol to want to make a good. Is she not gonna drink this?
I don't know. I'm gonna drink it. Here, I'll separate out.
Hell yeah, bro.
So the fact that so Bert has passed up this opportunity in the past of just kind of Ryan Reynolds ing the vodka.
Motherfucker, I have more to say about that motherfucker.
Sure, but
my God, Brandon, that was the most even pour of my life.
I don't think so, but it's all right.
All right, you can have it back. You just left it in here.
You just left it like you weren't gonna have it. It's just kind of disrespectful to not drink it. But
all right, sorry for that interruption. Danielle left her daiquiri in here for enough of time where we thought she wasn't going to drink it, so we poured it in our glasses, and as soon as we do, she goes, hey, I was going to drink that, which if we hadn't touched it, it would have gone untouched for an hour.
Like the old-fashioned episode.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Danielle, I'm sick of you.
Right. Drink it. Enjoy it. Love it. Okay. Well, guess
I
what? It's still there. We put it back.
I'm so sick of her lies.
Anyway, so Bert has, and I think Tom as well, has foregone buying into a liquor company and stuff. Mm-hmm. So they did it from the ground up. I
certainly hope so.
They found a guy who has a patented way of making this vodka.
Okay.
And then they developed it with him to find the taste that they wanted. And so it sounds like they've done the research, they've done the tastings, they've made it properly as opposed to just buying into something. So I'm very interested in how this tastes and what they came up with.
Well, and they are in Austin, right?
Yes, the company that produces it is in Austin.
So,
yes. So it's going to be available in California, Texas, and Florida.
Yes.
Starting in March.
So there are a few vodkas coming out of Austin, and they're primarily...
One of them's Tito's.
Yeah.
Tito's is from Austin.
And there's another one called like Water Tower.
Never heard
Tower
of it.
Vodka? Something like that.
Moon Tower?
I think it's just called Tower Vodka. I'll let you know.
Tower
I don't
Vodka
remember.
sounds like a thing.
But it like won some awards a few years ago. But anyway, a lot of vodkas coming out of Austin are like corn vodkas. So I'm wondering what they're doing.
Listen to the Two Bears episode. They go through all of that.
Okay.
They go through all of that.
All right. Well, I'll have to give it a listen.
Please do, because I think you'll find it fascinating, and then we can talk about it next time. Because I was like, oh my God, they're actually going into depth on this vodka they made.
Yeah.
Well,
that'll be cool.
They on that episode they try 3 different versions of it.
Of their own vodka?
Yeah, so they had like, here's the first one we tried, here's the second one, and then here's a mix of it.
You can move things.
No, I don't want her crinkling.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll have to give that a listen.
Yeah, give that a listen.
I can't believe I'm never getting good at fucking potatoes.
If you ever fucking catch me crying over, oh my God, I can't get my gin and tonics.
I cannot
Beat
wait.
the shit out of me.
Cannot wait to rub that in your face when you realize that you're doing the exact same thing. I can't believe I'm never gonna order another TG's G&T the same way ever again.
But here's the thing, though: a TG's G&T transcends all that. Like if we made a gin, I'd be like, no, this is the TG's G&T, and we'd be like, what am I gonna do when I go to a crappy bar and order a crappy drink? I'm a fat fuck. He did lose weight, though. I am a fat fuck, but I'm not crying about it.
Not yet.
No. Anyway, no, I am excited to try it. I do think that they care enough about booze to make a good one.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I can't wait to try it.
No, it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm glad we're gonna be able to see it in Florida.
Yeah, brother.
But anyway, Brandon,
Thomas,
before we start talking more shit about nothing, every once in a while I have to keep it somewhat drink related, and so
was that not drink related?
No, I know. But I think it was like 2 episodes ago, some time ago. And we've said this. 2024 is we're making the bottle. How much?
Well, I had an idea for a third drink, but
maybe we can get there. Let me finish what I'm doing.
I just mean like so we can keep entertaining this instead of an empty glass.
Yeah, we could. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right, hold on, everybody. We're gonna do the 2.5 because this isn't a third drink episode, so we're gonna do a 2.5.
It's a tasting.
It's a tasting. Okay. We'll be back.
Okay, so
her tasting is different than our tasting. Welcome to the first tasting.
This is the 2.5 drink.
Yes.
Sip this one, please.
And so this is the Comanche rum I got you for your birthday.
Yes.
Double gold blind taste test. I don't remember anything else about it. It's a darker rum.
XO?
Yeah, extra old. That is a rum. At first I was like, ooh, there's a citrus to it, but that's just the lime that was on the outside of the glass.
This is a goddamn good sipping rum.
I'm glad you think so, because I've been convinced that you hate it for so long.
It's almost gone.
Oh, okay, good. Well, no, and then when I
not good because it's special.
Well, on your
it's almost
birthday,
gone.
On your birthday, I handed it to you. I'm like, sip this. Don't mix it.
Right.
No, it's good. So it is a darker rum. Sorry, we're gonna get into what we were talking about before Brandon rudely interrupted with another delicious beverage.
I'm sorry, Thomas. I have mixed this, but with ice.
I gotcha. Lighten up the flavor. That's okay.
Yeah. Keep it cold,
So,
goddamn.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The smell of it is kind of just alcohol for me right now.
Sure.
But the taste, brown sugar, caramel, all of that.
Oh, Daniel, let's try it. God damn it.
Oh, I thought she was asking for the microphone to review her little beer.
Oh, here we go.
I heard brown sugar and caramel.
Oh, I was expecting a.
Yeah, I was expecting her to be like, ugh.
I was expecting to be like that too, but that wasn't bad.
It has been the ice cube has been melting in there for a minute.
And honestly, if Danielle approves of a straight alcohol, must be pretty good because she's kind of a baby.
Good. That is true. Very true. Sorry I interrupted you for this beautiful rum.
No, it's great. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So, no, this is his ploy. He actually hates it, and he's just going to have me slowly drink it.
I will drink yours right now.
No, I'm just kidding. So we kind of we've talked about like a couple episodes ago.
Bar.
2024, we're building the bar. And so the first time we talked about it, we went through the Waldorf Astoria. There are like 3 tiers of building the bar, right? And so we built off of that. And then the Death & Co. Welcome Home book, that's about building your home bar and how to get started on stuff.
Sure.
So they have a list here.
It looks like, before you do they have glassware too?
Yeah, they have a little, it's somewhere in here.
Okay, sorry, I just saw that page with all the glasses.
Yeah. No, they go into what all the different glasses are.
Do they go into what you should have though, or are they just go into what there is?
I think they're saying get some of each.
Okay, we'll get into that.
Yeah,
we'll find. That might be a different episode.
We'll do a glassware episode. There's a lot of pages in this book.
There's a lot that goes into building your home bar.
Yeah, and so it says here these 12 bottles can make about 50 cocktails, right?
Okay.
And so this is just a standard thing. And as always, buy what you like. Don't buy something you're never going to drink if you don't need to.
For real though, like if you buy something because it says that you can make Manhattan with, but you don't, you're never going to make a Manhattan, then don't get that.
All right, so just off this list of drinks you can make, all right? So we got, I'm not going to list all 50, don't worry. But, we got the Airmail, the Corpse Reviver #1, the Harvard, Negroni, Pink Lady, Whiskey Highball, Sidecar, Old Pal, Mint Julep. You got everything.
You
right?
had me at Negroni, but okay.
The Fitzgerald. You know what I mean?
I'm assuming you could make like a old fashioned.
Yeah, old fashions here.
And all these. The basic ones.
All of that. So the 12 bottles they recommend. Okay, and then so it's going to say like gin and then their recommended bottle, but get whatever gin you like.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So
except
these
for
12
aviation,
bottles,
you can fuck off. Like aviation.
Yeah, don't drink the aviation. Don't give that goddamn Ryan Reynolds another dime.
No, that's not it. Don't drink a shit gin.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
I
Just make a vodka, Ryan.
Okay, continue.
So anyway, so the 12 bottles is gin. They recommend Beefeater, white rum, Flor de Cana 4-year, Blanco Tequila, El Tesoro Blanco, blended Scotch, Famous Grouse.
I haven't heard of that one.
Grouse.
Okay.
A bourbon, Elijah Craig 12-year.
Jesus.
Apple brandy, Bunsell VSOP Calvados. Grape brandy, Paul Beau VS Cognac. Aperitif, Campari. An Amaro Averna. Curacao, Contro. Sweet Vermouth, Kochi Vermouth di Torino. That's what I've been using at home.
Hey,
I love it.
Let's go.
And then dry vermouth, Dolan dry vermouth. And then it has your extra ingredients of some basic bitters, Angostura, Peychaud's, and orange, basic syrups, simple, Demerara, honey, bubbles, seltzer, sparkling dry wine, fresh citrus.
Those are all pretty basic.
Yeah, absolutely. And
those are basic mixers.
Yeah.
That are very easy to obtain and very easy to hold on to.
And I'm not telling you to buy all these books, right? So you get that list. Pop over and see what's in the cocktail codex. You see what the 6 base cocktails are, see what's going on, and you build from there. And then we started this episode with daiquiris, and on this page in the Welcome Home Death & Co. book, it says always start with a daiquiri. It is like the most basic
Seemed pretty
foundation of a cocktail. And I mean, and really, like, Death & Co., or not, sorry, the cocktail codex says there's like 6 basic ones, but really if you had to pick one basic cocktail, I think I'd say the daiquiri.
Yeah.
Because then just change the lime to anything slightly sour. Change the simple syrup to anything sweet. And then just adjust from there.
Well, let me throw this at you. For people who don't like books,
yeah,
there are apps out there that will help you build a cocktail as well. So if you just get those 12 bottles, throw those in your app, it'll tell you what you can make with those.
Well, in the app that I use is called Mixel. And what you can do is it'll like have like the tab your bar.
Yeah.
And you add whatever you have. But like if you search things, it'll say like rye whiskey used in X amount of recipes.
Yep.
Simple syrup used in X amount of recipes. And so you can like click on a bottle and see what it can be used for. Or you construct your bar, and then you can go into the recipes tab.
Right.
And it'll tell you what you can make, and then it'll actually go down from there. It's like, oh, you have 90% of this drink, 85% of this drink. And so that's really cool.
I like that a lot.
And a lot of times, too, it'll be like, oh, you're at 90% of this drink. And like you can click on something, and it's like, it says,
oh, I just need to go get oranges.
Yeah, but it'll also say like say, for instance, if you want like a caipirinha, but you don't have cachaca, you just have like a light rum. You can click on that. Maybe it would say like 95%. You can click on it, and it'll say like,
if you don't have this,
it'd be like you could use your light rum.
Right.
It won't be the same, but it's as close as you can get. So
okay.
Sometimes it'll even tell you like it'll even be like, this will work.
That's great.
Yeah. So that's what I've been using.
Okay.
And that's the thing at home. Like I have a couple like more obscure bottles.
Sure.
But
you're like, what the hell am I gonna use that for?
But there's some things where I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know I could make that. Look at us.
Wow.
This is a good rum. This is a good rum. Sorry to break off my own story. This is a good rum.
It is. And guess what? There's not too much of it.
That's a good sipping rum.
It is. Very good.
Sorry. Gosh. But anyway, Brand, we were kind of talking about poor Osos.
Yeah.
Those poor Osos. Poor bears. No, I'm just kidding. But a stand-up comedy, man. Your boy, he was on SNL. Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
After we saw him at Anheuser.
How crazy is that?
You could just be like...
on his tour.
I mean, it was like a month ago, but just
become
like,
the face of Bud Light. He was there.
And the face of SNL. His monologue was funny. Very Shane Gillis. You know what I mean? I could tell he was a little toned down. But also, he still said some things. Good for him.
Great. That's the way it should be.
Yeah. But...
don't placate.
He's doing the Bud Light thing, which honestly,
it's
good
what they
move
need.
by Bud Light.
It's what they need.
I think Shane Gillis is very likable by a lot of people, and I don't want to get into this. Are you offended, snowflake? But I feel like a lot of people that get like upset and offended by him don't really like listen to him too much, because a lot of the offensive things he says,
they're just listening to like buzzwords.
Yeah, but like a lot of the time, like he makes a lot of jokes about Down syndrome, but the joke is on people who think less of Down syndrome.
Also, he says he looks like he has Down, which he does.
But like all of his jokes are about like humanizing Down syndrome, showing us how similar it is, and he's like,
it's not a disability.
Yeah,
like they're having the best life.
Yeah, he's like, no, they are having a great time.
Yeah.
You don't need to be sitting around feeling bad.
They're having a better time than I am.
But he's now the face of Bud Light. And you had said this to me earlier, something about Kid Rock going on. Because Kid Rock famously shot up a case of Bud Light.
Not just a case. So
okay.
I'll give you the backstory. So this is kind of what kicked off a lot of, at least that half of like the anger towards Bud Light is him doing this. He said to his like farm boys or whatever on his property, he's like, hey, get all of the Bud Light on the property over to the range, and we're just going to blow it up with machine guns. And so that's what they did. And so that kind of like snowballed a thing of like, fuck Bud Light, you know, they're doing all this bullshit. But he was recently on Joe Rogan's podcast this last week, and he was talking about it, and he goes, yeah, I mean, it was just an in-the-moment thing, like, it's whatever. And so people have been messing with me since of, like, putting Bud Lights in my golf bag and stuff like that as a joke. And he goes, I met the CEO, great guy.
Yeah.
A guy I'd like to hang out with. Had him and all the executives over to the ranch and like hashed out ideas of what we could do. And he's like, you know what? I threw out some ideas that were crazy, you know, and they were like losing sleep over them or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he was like, but you know what? At the end of the day, I don't want to take their money because it would feel weird. It would feel gross.
Yeah.
I don't hate Bud Light. It's fine.
Well, and what a way for like a spur of the moment, like let's fucking shoot up a case, and that became like the biggest thing ever. Because he's been seen drinking Bud Light since.
Yeah, because he loves Bud Light.
Yeah,
Yeah, he likes it. And of course he met the CEO, and he's like, cool dude, and I like what they're doing.
You know what? Strangely muscular. I've seen him in person. I'm
Who?
like the CEO.
Oh, the CEO.
Okay. Anheuser. I'm like, you're. I don't know. I don't like
He's
how
a
strong
bro?
you are. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what this is.
No, I mean, so he's made amends with Bud Light or whatever you want to call it, and it's just, I mean, no one's probably going to talk about. They're going to talk about how he shot up a bunch of cans and stuff.
Yeah,
but like Bud Light's coming back. They're the sponsor of the UFC now.
That's good.
They have Shane Gillis. Kid Rock's not talking
Which
shit.
I gotta say, Shane. There's no one more in the Bud Light demographic than Shane Gillis.
Never stop drinking it either.
If you like Shane Gillis, you like Bud Light.
Generally.
Yeah.
Or at least light beer.
Yeah. No, he's a funny guy. He had an interesting...
That's a guy I'd like to hang
He had
out
an
with.
interesting time at SNL. Like, the whole thing, like, getting fired and now hosting, and his skits were pretty funny. They're pretty good. And his monologue was interesting. Not bad by any means. I'm just like, yeah, no, I liked it too, but I was just like, fucking going for it.
It was stand-up. It was stand-up for TV.
But holding back. It was very interesting.
Yeah, it was stand-up for TV. He even mentioned in there, he's like, yeah, I can't say any of my jokes on here, so this is what I got.
Well, that's the thing is he's like, I don't think I can. He's like, yeah, I can't say this on TV. So he's like, oh yeah, I'm holding back some of my deeper stuff. But I'm like, damn, you still said that on TV,
right.
But it was pretty good. I don't know, Brandon. I'm gonna shift gears pretty dramatic here. Do you like those Marvel movies at all?
Depends on which ones, but
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I do.
So I've been reading some comic books.
Sorry.
So, did you see the movie Logan?
Yes.
The Wolverine movie when he's old?
Yep.
So that is very loosely based off of this comic storyline called Old Man Logan.
Okay.
Where the supervillains all teamed up and, like, killed all the superheroes on Earth. And then, like, the United States, at least, is now, like, the wasteland.
Okay.
Right? So there's Old Man Logan. And then there's another comic series in the same world called Old Man Hawkeye. And that one's pretty badass because he's, like, blind, right? But he's still kicking ass. And then, like, he's, like, they're, like, driving around in the old, like, Spider-Mobile.
Oh, what? Okay.
Honestly, it's a deep cut.
I'm sure.
It was, the Spider-Mobile was only made because they were like, we need toys for the kids. But then they were like, but a big part of the Spider-Man, like, story, not a big part, but like a thing in the Spider-Man storyline is like he doesn't have a license because he just web swings. So they're like, let's build him a Spider-Mobile. And he used it for like 2 issues. And
also, it was in like New York where you wouldn't have a license anyway.
So he had it for like a couple of issues and then just never again.
Yeah, because he web swings.
Yeah.
Why would he need a car?
But there's also, in this world, there's a 12-issue run called Old Man Quill. And it's about Peter Quill, Star-Lord.
Okay.
And it's about, so his dad, in the comics, his dad is Jason of Spartax, who's like the emperor of a planet, not Kurt Russell Ego, the living planet.
Got it.
And so he's like the emperor of this planet, and then the Universal Church of Truth invades, and then, you know, some shit goes down, and then the Guardians come back, and they're like, Peter, we need your help to protect Earth from one last villain. But it's like, well, like, you know, it's a wasteland. How much worse can it get? And then like it's really, really cool, and it's played out like an old. I mean, every like old man Hawkeye, Old Man Logan, they're all like these westerns, but he's like a true like coming into town, saving the day, and then there's this one point where like he like saves some people, and then they're like, oh, thank you. You're the hero of Horse Creek or whatever. Because
like,
he
give me all your gold.
Well, no, but then they're like, you're a hero. You're giving us hope. Like, here, take this. It's like the only thing I have. It's like it's like my family's old gun, and it's like the only thing I have left to pay you. And it's just like this like old revolver.
Oh, Jesus.
And there's like a scene in the end where that's like the only weapon he has left.
Of course.
And I'm like, it's just a Western and a guy with a 6-shooter. I don't want to give it away
That's
for anyone
very
listening.
Peter Quill, too, for it to be like, I'm fucking Clint Eastwood.
I'll bring them over for you. But like, I read them. I read the whole thing in like maybe in an hour and a half.
Sure.
It was fantastic. I just wanted to shout that out before we end it here. I just had a lot of fun reading it. I was reading it, drinking some daiquiris.
Okay.
But not just any daiquiri, Brandon.
Oh.
So, don't worry. It all comes back to the daiquiri. Don't worry.
Does. Yeah.
But I had been making some daiquiris, and this is the second bottle I was going to bring today. But I'm like, and for those of you listening, we did some videos, so I didn't want us to get
plastered.
Sloshed. Like, I mean, we've been to Barbados, but I don't want to be staying in Barbados.
We're at Barbados right now. Look at this place.
But it's the Ray and Nephew Overproof Rum.
Oh, right.
And so that is what I've been using to infuse the bitters at home, which are still going. And a lot of recipes online are like, if you're making an infusion or some bitters, it's good to use the Ray and Nephew Overproof because it's like it's really dry. That high alcohol will suck out whatever is like in whatever you're infusing.
Right.
But it's like 63%. And when I originally went into this liquor store near me to buy it, I bought a few bottles, and the guy was like, "Oh, you like this?" Like it was like specially asked by someone. And I was like, "I've never drank it. I'm just like using it to make something else." And he was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "I can't imagine someone would drink this." And then I got home and I cracked it open and I like took like a small swig. I was like, "Gee, oh God!" Right? I mean, like 60% is a lot.
Gasoline.
Yeah, and so I was like mixing it, and I like smelled it, and all I smelled was alcohol. And then I saw some stuff online about people like mixing with it. I'm like, they're out of their goddamn minds. And like there are times where I'm like, I understand if you're like making a tiki drink, a bigger drink, maybe that's like
your topper or something.
Yeah, well, and they
light that on fire.
Yeah, and a lot of those tiki drinks use like a lot of different rums.
Yeah.
And so maybe they like use a little bit of that and then like more of this and that. And I was like, okay. And then I saw someone talking about using, it might have been one of these Death & Co books, but someone was saying like, oh, I like use this in the daiquiri. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? So I made a daiquiri with it. 2 ounces Ray and Nephew.
Oh my God.
1 ounce lime, 1 ounce sugar. I bumped those up to balance the alcohol.
Okay.
Brandon, it was fantastic.
It's
a Jamaican rum,
okay.
So it has a real funk to it.
Yeah.
And it just opened it up so well that now I understand it. Like now when I smell it, I'm like, oh, those are the flavors in here.
There's where
I can take a small sip and I'm like, that's what it is. I was blinded by the high alcohol content. I couldn't see past it. But once I had it opened up, I'm able to pick up on it now. And my God, Brandon, I'll have you over and make you some Ray and Nephew daiquiris. But it is amazing. It's a little more rustic. There's a little more depth. It is amazing.
I mean, it sounds kind of reminiscent of some of these like very alcoholic cocktails we've had, and you know, some of these old fashions where it's you know, very high alcohol, and just smoothed out with the other ingredients.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, the Demerara syrup I have at home. That's a rich Demerara, so it's like 2 parts sugar to 2 parts Demerara to 1 part water. I did it with that, and that worked great. And it's just like it was just so you can do infinite amount of things with it. And I kind of mentioned this about making a. I don't remember if I said it earlier on this pod or if it was off the pod. Might have been on here. Sorry, rewind 45 minutes and hear if I said it. But I did like a passion fruit daiquiri. But I took that Chinola passion fruit liqueur that we had on a couple episodes ago, maybe just last episode. So I did that in place of the simple syrup. So 1 ounce of that, 1 ounce of lime, and then the 2 ounces of the Ray and Nephew. And that was... honestly, like, I'm not saying it was the best cocktail, but I'm like, this is great. You know what I mean? It was just fantastic. And I don't know, man. It was just so good. I'm into the overproof rums now.
Okay.
I mean, there's only like a handful that are like worth drinking, but I was like, damn, this is good.
Oh, that sounds
great.
And
I'm mad I didn't bring it because we could have had one.
That's all right. Next time.
Next time we do something rum, I'll come up with something good. But speaking of which, though, we got to get into the tikis, man. We were talking about this earlier too, getting our hands on some cool tiki mugs,
right? Light them on fire and stuff.
Yeah, well, there's some that are like a normal amount of money, but then you know, targeted ads. They know what I'm up to, and they start getting this advertised this company
$100 bottle or $100.
And it's these $100 each mugs, and I'm like, these are fantastic, but god damn it, I cannot afford it.
I'm not going to spend $100 on. Yeah. Well, yeah, I found a chip and a crack in one of my beer glasses today.
Oh, I know. Glassware is just so exciting. I mean, even these coupes, they're from Visky, they're high quality, but they were not cheap. So buying any kind of glasses annoying because it's so pricey. But you had some nice beer glasses.
Yeah.
They had a little thing at the bottom that let the bubbles up.
Yeah, they even had the imprint. We'll get into glassware next time, but
yeah. No, devastating, man. When you showed me, it was sad to watch.
Sad.
I shed a tear. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it was the one I was using for all my beers.
Yeah. Well, at least you still have the one, right?
I know. I do have one left. You know what I do have a lot of left, though? I still have those 4 frosted bugs that stay in that freezer, dude.
That'll be good.
Stay in that freezer.
There's no better way to drink a Miller High Life on New Year
than in a frosted bug.
Yeah, that's the way to live.
Oh, baby. If it's like 16, 18 ounces of beer. Dude.
Yeah, that's nice. I can't wait till next year. I've been craving a Miller High Life. I'm like, gotta wait, you know?
They're good.
But you know, Brandon, there's a lot of good beer out there. And if I wanted to maybe hear about someone reviewing a beer, where could I do that?
You can follow me at Brandon Churchill on YouTube, Brandon_Churchill_95 on Instagram, and Brandon Churchill without the U in Churchill on Twitter. We did film a couple episodes today with Thomas. We did some Mango Cart variety pack, and we did Four Hands, our local brewery, had some candy bar beers. So slide on over to the YouTube, find me, watch those. Give it a like, subscribe if you enjoyed it, and go check them out.
Yeah, and the Four Hands making the candy bar beers. Last year they made the cereal beers, so there's a little bit of a continuity there. And if in case you are listening to this upon release, and you might have to wait a little bit for the candy bar beers, but go watch the cereal beers episode.
Yeah, go back and watch those. Those were entertaining.
Not to spoil anything, but Four Hands knows. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. And find you in the streets. I don't know if you had said that.
Yeah, find me in the streets.
But as for me, you can find me on Instagram at Bad Boy of Botany, as well as Capt Cool Kid. That is CAPT Cool Kid. And don't look now, but Brandon, we've done a little bit of rebranding. The Instagram is just Gin and Thomas.
That's right.
I don't know why, but I don't know why I just didn't do that before.
Yeah.
But it was available.
Well, there it is. Gin and Thomas.
Because here's the thing. It's more than a podcast. It's a lifestyle. But yeah, so anyway, follow us on Instagram at Gin and Thomas. We do we let you know when there's new episodes. We do the OTPs, the off the pod reviews. And that's what, we go out to a restaurant, we have a drink. Sometimes we'll put it up on the pod. And here's the thing: I have a couple I'm gonna throw up. I forgot to do it the night of, and then there's like 3, so I'm gonna space them out a little bit. And I already wrote down what my review is gonna be. But the Golden Hoosier on Kings Highway here in St. Louis, maybe not the move. You might have to follow us to see what's going on.
We also throw up
great
things that are in the pod. Some of those images will end up on there, whether it's...
Yeah. So sometimes we talk about something on the podcast. We'll throw it up. We throw up the drinks with the recipe, and that's how we kind of let you know there's a new episode. We'll show you what we're doing on their stories. Sometimes when we go out, we throw up on the stories.
Yep.
We ask for... I gotta start asking for questions reliably. Because here's the thing. I ask for questions, and I get questions every time. I just forget to ask for questions. But follow us on Instagram. That's where we keep up.
You get to put your input in through the Instagram.
Send us drinks.
Yeah, send us
us
something that you like making.
Email us, ginandthomaspod@gmail.com. Say hi. I don't care. Email me anything.
Send us a review. Maybe we'll read it on air.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. I'm going to have to log into Apple, see if anyone's even reviewed us.
There you go.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Please review us. 5 stars on your podcast catcher of choice. It helps people find us.
Do a 5-star review, and maybe we'll read your review on here.
Even if you hate us, leave a 5-star review, and I will take what you say to heart.
And maybe we'll read it.
Maybe I'll make the changes you want. What if someone leaves a 5-star and this is a bad concept? Maybe make a podcast about this, and then we just completely shift what this whole show is. I don't know. You can try.
You can try.
But if it's 1 star, I'm not going to read it.
That's right.
I'm going to cry and call you a hater. I don't know.
And you won't know because we won't say it.
Yeah. I'll cry.
You'll never know.
I'll cry on my other podcast, Existential Dread from Beyond the Void, and that one doesn't get released. I don't know.
That one's not real. That's what I call my mom.
Jen and Thomas Pod on YouTube. The podcasts go up there, and we're gonna be doing some shorts. We're gonna be doing some videos.
Oh, the video of you making this drink should be on that YouTube.
If it isn't so bad that it's unreleasable.
If it's not trash, it'll be on there.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a little bit of trash and be on there. It was very spur of the moment, so if you watch it, don't judge too hard.
Don't judge, no. No reviews on that one. Just like and subscribe.
Yeah, don't review that one. Just like and subscribe. That's a good point.
That's right.
I don't know, Brandon. I mean, here's the thing. Like, we take 1 week off, and I completely forget how to do a podcast. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I could just keep talking. I forget how to close these things. Is there anything else? I think we're fine.
I'm trying to think of the closing.
We'll figure it. Well, I mean, I know the closing, but I'm just like...
Oh, no, that's it.
I just forget how to do these things.
We let them know. Let them know where to find us and what's going on.
In the street. Find us in the streets. That's the only important thing. But anyway, everybody...
Yeah, I heard these bars, dog. Go ahead.
You know how we close it out here? I mean, I know. Brandon doesn't remember. But,
this is my first time on.
Yeah. It's Brandon's first time. He's never been on a podcast. But anyway, everybody... it's... Oh my God. I completely made an ass out of myself last week. I was trying to talk about Epictetus, but I kept saying Epicurious. Two completely different people. And Epicureans are like the opposite to Stoics. And so I was trying to talk about Epictetus, who is a Stoic, and I called him Epicurious. But it would pretty much be like if I was like trying to talk about Joe Biden, I kept calling him Trump.
Oh my God.
It's just like I made a mistake, and I'm sorry. I wanted to make this apology at the top of the show, but I forgot until just now.
Well, hey, if you stuck around, you got the apology.
Yeah. No, like, and when I was editing that episode, I was like, oh my God, I'm an idiot. And to be funny, I almost went in and like cut it out and went me going like Epicurious. But that would have been like weird and bad, and it's only funny to me.
I would have laughed.
Yeah, but anyway, that's what it was. Anyway, everybody, don't drink and try to read philosophy, or at least talk about philosophy. Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and con a boat.
And I saw on Twitter someone wiping out on one of those scooters, so please don't drink and scoot. But, Brandon, these daiquiris, it's a good drink to share with a good friend, and that's what this is. It's the show where we share a drink with friends.
And then we talk shit.
And then maybe once in a while,
some self-help.
Yeah. No, bro, I'm not kidding. I go in all the time trying to change it. It won't let me.
That's fine.
There.
That's fine.
It's fine.
We self-help you make a drink.
Yeah, exactly. We're helping you help yourself.
That's right.
I don't know, Brandon. Good conversation today. What can I say? But what I can say to all of you at home is be safe, be kind, and good night. Okay, sometimes Brandon says something.
No.